Hello guys, and today's episode I'm gonna show you how I make ISK in Nullsec by just scanning, doing hacking in general. So I have a bunch for different ships. In order to achieve that, you need like a ship to cargo scan. I have a ship specifically for doing relics, one for scanning and then for data. So I use them. Let me just go through all of the ships that I got here. And so we have this Metamorphosis, and let me actually check. And it has bonus. I have the implant as well for data analyzer for a little bit more virus coherence, and I have sister core probe, and so I can just maximize quite a bit of my scanning to make things a little easier. I mean, obviously you don't need that much core probe strength. You can definitely use cheaper versions, but because um, for the convenience, I use quite a bit of blinked modules here. And yeah, this ship is going to be used just for scanning. And then we have this ship who it's basically just gonna cargo scan. So he has quite a bit of range, and usually you can just target all the scans. And yeah, because they're like in the 70 kilometers range, and you just basically cargo scan and bookmark the cans that are there. And that's the only purpose of this ship, is just the cargo scan and bookmark the cans that are there. And then we have a ship who will only gonna do relics, because it has a relic. It has also this a rig that will help. And then we have a special ship that all this basically only does. Let me actually just drop the loot that I have in here. It basically only does data, and I have a couple of saved cans there nearby, and we are just gonna warp to them and do them. But first I'm gonna show you how I basically operate with all the ships. So I basically use the scanning ship, then I'm just gonna undock. This is like a constellation, in a rich in data and relics constellation, and we are basically just gonna first warp to like a safe. And we're just gonna scan like the signature. And once we're you'll have to create like one of your safe spots, so you can just and then we are just gonna pre-align to back to the station. I'm gonna turn off the micro drive just in case we are somehow scanned. We are on the move, and we're just gonna scan the last cosmic signature. Also, it's a good idea to, when you're like in Nullsec, especially to just launch your core probe launchers like right away, because they can bookmark and find that. And there you go. We're gonna scan this real quick. Now obviously there's I do this when I do the scanning, that I'm basically just focusing on, or having this ship first to scan every cosmic signature that is in the system first. I have also used like a booster. This is at the moment very cheap. You can even use the booster tier 4. They're actually pretty cheap right now. That the Warpath event comes to an end, those boosters expire, so the prices for those kind of goes down. And yeah, I'm just scanning, and I basically do this for like every cosmic signature. And I'm gonna show you, you know, how I make ISK out of that, right? There you go, and we have, and we're gonna warp to it. Just to have it bookmarked first. We're gonna bookmark it so I can, it's an acceleration key. So actually we just, you know, and then you would have to just to scan the sites. But this one, I think it's guarded, so we're just gonna ignore this. And I'm gonna warp back to the station. Also, like a good idea is to have a bookmark near the station, but if you don't have a bookmark, then warp to 0 and autopilot, and it will basically almost instantly dock you that way. But if you have a bookmark as you exit the station, it will be a little bit more safer, but this is also pretty safe. So, you know, we scan, then we switch to our ship lists. I have this specialized ship that I showcased to you guys in the last episode. We're gonna undock. And basically we're gonna just do all the data and relic and okay, we got out. There's quite a bit of activity here too. And so I basically pre-scanned those cans and with the Griffin, and I can just do the expensive cargoes with the data. And I'm gonna show you how much ISK I make doing all these data sites. Okay. Did one. So I just bookmarked like 1D means like it would be for data, 2R would be for relics. So we're just gonna warp to the next data. Got a bit of relics then, and we can just like for convenience also even remove those locations that we were already or we're gonna warp to anyway. Now this ship is quite unique. It's like an Echelon. It specializes only to do data. You basically cannot do anything else with this ship, but it does this at a very good strength, virus strength. And we're just gonna look for the core. There you go. I think we can slice through, yeah. There's quite a bit of relics here, but we're gonna do the data sites. And we're only focused on, you know, because I already just scanned the cans with the Griffin that I did. I can even show you how I do it. But we're gonna do the, you know, the hacking first, and I'm gonna show you how I scan as well. So that's the way I kind of make ISK. And you wonder yourself, how am I taking all of this out? Well, it's via Triglavian. Okay, that's annoying. Hmm. I need to find something. Yes, there you go. Okay. $17 million. We're gonna remove 11. Okay, now I scanned the only like the cans that have like something significant, and if they don't have anything significant, then yeah, we're not gonna do that. And let's just remove 14, and we can head over to. Somehow we skipped, and all of those are air. There you go. We kind of finished it. There's a bunch more relic, and we are gonna do that. So I'm gonna warp to 0, set a destination, and there you go. I mean, it's quite a bit. The cans were, alright. It's not something out of the ordinary. Okay, we're gonna drop this loot as well. Now, we want to switch also like the clone, and I'll have to go to like in a facility, so I'm just gonna use a shuttle to safely travel to like my clone to switch. Which is quite a bit of jumps away. Quite a bit meaning 3 jumps, so we're gonna have to do 3 jumps back and forth. But we basically clear the important sites, the data, and we're gonna bring just the implant. I mean, it's just 5% or 5 virus coherence, but it really just makes the difference sometimes from between being able to. I think you even saw in the last hack that we did. Is one of those cases where it can actually make the difference between you being able to unlock a can or not. Now the shuttle, traveling with the shuttle, it's really good because those warp bubbles and all of that, you kind of immune in a shuttle. So in a way, you're actually protecting your pod as well too by traveling. So you guys can see, it has immune to interdiction sphere, and those are the bubbles basically in Nullsec. Also those deployed bubbles. So traveling in a shuttle in Nullsec, it's definitely mandatory. You shouldn't travel in a pod, especially if you have a blinked one like I do. Also, I haven't talked about like my implants. I basically have 6% for this gives scan deviation, so it reduces that. It reduces the scan deviation. This increases the probe core strength. And wait, what's the difference between those two? This is time, and the other, it increases the strength. There you go. For some reason didn't dock. Because I only warped and not autopilot. Okay, cool. So basically now I'm just using this clone bay that this facility has. And I have the Relic clone. So I'm gonna jump between those. So jumping between clones, it costs you 900,000 ISK. But the beauty is that if you're in the same station, it doesn't go on cooldown. So you can basically switch between those without having a lot of issues. And we're just gonna hop back into our shuttle. And since we already have the ships there parked, we can do that. We can do the relics and see how much we get as well. I'm pretty sure that the relics had a little bit more potency, and what we're gonna get, they're a bit, quite a bit more. Now it's, you have to do quite a bit of scanning and just bookmark, and looking for the right cans. So that can take you a little bit of time, but it is definitely worth it. I mean, especially if you're a no player, and you can do this like in a lot of regions that are just rich in data and relics that you can hack. Okay, we're almost back. I might want to just bookmark like a entry at the station just in case. There's quite a bit of activity here going on. Now let me switch to this Relic. Now we have the right implant. And we're gonna use this ship. Now this is not that, you know, has this special ship, Echelon. It's not comparable, but let's do each in order. I mean, they're not in order. We started with the thin, but based on the, you know, locations that I bookmarked, it is. So now we're just gonna scan or hack yeah, those are more fun. Gonna warp to the next one. Yeah, I'm doing this quite a bit. You know, scanning, cargo scanning the cans, so you can just selectively do that. Especially if you're solo, I mean, you don't have time for doing all the cans, especially if you're like in a rich NPC location, like I'm in here right now in the fountain. I may fail this one, yeah. Yeah, this one I'm gonna fail. But that's okay. It's gonna be somewhere there. We unfortunately failed this one, yeah. Oh, there's another one here too. Okay. So there was one of those location where they had like two good cans. Oh, that's not the one. I hacked the wrong can, I think. That's underwhelming. I think it's this one. Yeah, they were just close nearby that I basically failed to get the right one. But that's okay, I did an extra hack. That's what I do nowadays. Seems like we're gonna fail this one though. Yeah, we needed this. We still failed. Because it's, yeah. Okay, I have a feeling there might be here something. Yeah. Okay, that's the one. I also learned the 6 thing. Basically, when there's like a bunch of nodes, that it is likely that. There you go. Quite good. Got some good disk so far. I knew it was there. Let's continue doing. What we do. So far, so good. This one was not great, but that's okay. So far, 75, I think 30 million back with the data. We failed one can. I wonder how much that was in an in. I think it was around 10 million in that particular can that exploded. But I can't tell you exactly. You saw there like the difference that it made the implant, the 5 extra. If I wouldn't had to, I would have to look for some modules and I could have just also failed. Even if I had the core detected. But we managed. Okay, so far so good. I think we've basically finished. There we go, we finished. Gonna warp to the station. Gonna take a look at how much we made in total. There you go. That's almost like 150 million in just in a couple of cans in Nullsec. Also, I should have probably just show you how and I would say that like in half an hour if you already have like the implants in the station. So basically I have the scanning ship. And, you know, I just target the cans. And look. Okay, this one is done. I already did it. And you select, you know, which cans do you want to do based on what they have inside. You can just approach them, hack them. So I did that before. So I would say that 150 million in half an hour. Oh, we missed this one. Oh, look at that. I'm so glad actually I came back. Somehow I got the lucky one too. I missed this one. So yeah, you scan that. Then switch to the ship, the red ship. Do that hack. Be good to go. There you go. We do the hack of the bookmark that we kind of missed. Just like that. It's that simple. So I kind of show you the whole process. So you scan, you cargo scan, you get the right ships. and make millions in a short period of time, I would say. It depends on how long it will take you to actually scan those sites and cargo scan them too. Okay, let me see the total now. 170 million. Look at this. It's rounded up pretty well. Alright, well, that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.